Well, hi again, you guys. Welcome to another edition of Curtis Collects Vinyl Records. This is the second in our series, our Berlin trilogy, or maybe we should call it our LaGrange trilogy. Sort of a dedication and a remembrance of David Bowie, who passed away just very recently, and I thought it was very appropriate that we played some songs in my collection by David Bowie. And we'll go through these again. This is we're going to make a short series of 3 of these, and this is Hunky Dory. Talked about that in the earlier episode. This has got a really interesting kind of handwritten, scribbled. Oh my God, the great Ken Scott. Oh my gosh, I just read about them. There's a terrific book, Ken Scott. He did all sorts of great audio work, starting out at Abbey Road with the Beatles, and then on to Supertramp and David Bowie. So if you see that book, it's called A to Z, and Z is Ziggy Stardust, and A is Abbey Road. So from A to Z, it's a Ken Scott book about making records. It's really terrific. And this was made at Trident Studios in London, one of the all-time great studios. So this is Hunky Dory. Rick Wakeman plays on this, as noted as Richard Wakeman. Here's Young Americans. This has the Philadelphia feel to it. He was working with his longtime producer Tony Visconti, and also some great people play on this and sing along. Luther Vandross, and let's see who else is on this that I could recognize. David Sanborn playing saxophone. Earl Slick, one of the greats. John Lennon, and Carlos Alomar. We'll talk about that one a little bit. This is kind of a greatest hits compilation. Changes 1, Bowie, with all, you'll recognize most of the songs on that. The first song we featured here was Cat People, Putting Out Fire with Gasoline, from this great record, Let's Dance. So it's a little bit embarrassing and shameful that I have this record, but somehow it was stuffed into another David Bowie record. So I don't really have the jacket for it, so I had to take a little screenshot of Scary Monsters. It's very pitiful, but I think it's appropriate. It's just what it is. And so this is, this came out when I was in college. We played this one indefinitely, and we're going to play Ashes to Ashes, which is an answer song to his Space Oddity from 1969, because he mentions Major Tom.
Say that's true. They got a message from the action man. I'm happy, hope you're happy too. I loved all of needing love, saw the details fall away. The shaking when nothing is killing, just pictures of town girls and synthesis. I ain't got no money, I ain't got no hands. But I'm hoping to kick back the bodies ashes to ash and fun to fire. We know Major Tom's a junkie, struck out in heaven's high, hitting an all-time low. with a valuable friend. I'm happy, hope you're happy too. One flash of light, but no smoking crystal. I've never done good things. I've never done bad things. I never did anything out of the blue. Wanna needs to break the ice. Wanna come down right now. Ashes to ashes, funk to funky. You know, Major Tom's a junkie. Strung out in heaven's high, hitting an on-time road. Mama said, to get things done, you better not mess with Major Tom. Mama said, to get things done, you better not mess with Major Tom. Mama said, to get things done, you better not mess with Major Tom. Mama said, to get
Well, that's exactly how I remember that. Without as many pops and scratches on the record, we certainly played that numerous times down the hall in the dorm in college. So that's where I kind of found out about this guy. I kind of came to college. I was kind of a Marshall Tucker, Bob Seger guy, and the next thing you know, I'm listening to Roxy Music and Genesis and Brian Eno and Robert Fripp and David Bowie, and wow, that's where everything changed. Thanks to my good friend Matt and Bill and Scott and Larry and those other guys really opened up my horizon on that. So hope you enjoyed this. This was a sector 2 of 3 of my Berlin trilogy dedication to the memory of David Bowie. This was another edition of Curtis Collects Vinyl Records. Thanks for watching and listening and subscribing, hitting the thumbs up down below in the comments. Tell me what you know about David Bowie or what he meant to you. That would be great to read. Thanks. See you back here again soon.